Feature Friday.
The freshest.
This video's comment section is wild.
Okay.
Because people are like, holy mother, you know, how dare the Bollywood industry copy these songs? And other people are like, oh, wow. So this is what the song was. Because early on in Bollywood or in Indian cinema or Indian music industry, people didn't have access to whatever was the hits of the West. This happened as well in South America, early in the 50s, in the 60s, the 70s. You were somewhat aware, but you were always behind. And then you had people like Anu Malik, for example, in India, which utilized these melodies, these songs, and then they brought them to an Indian audience. So obviously, in that sense, that's admirable. That's great. And then there's the other camp that always says, "Oh, they just bloody copied everything, and here we go." And then the people from the West, this is the hilarious bit. There's nothing original here, anyways. We're always taking stuff from different people and different cultures and different countries. So it's a fucking. I love this type of videos.
Controversial.
It's not controversial.
Well, there's a food for thought.
Indeed, because controversy for the sake of controversy is bollocks.
Yeah, well, doesn't make
But
sense.
this is interesting.
But I like that. I like that there's fire behind.
I've seen some of these. Waleska hasn't.
Yeah,
so
this is brand
here
new.
we go, yeah.
Katna yo, I Joe. Where did you go? Where did you come from?
Where did-
Katna Joe.
What a banger.
Oh my god. You have to take into consideration this literally changed the 90s, okay?
So I
We've
was.
seen that music video.
We have. Again, like if you look at it like, if you look at it from the stance of plagiarism, right? The concern with plagiarism is this: like, who has the rights, right? And whoever has the rights and whoever came up with the melody, are they still getting their royalties and whatever the fuck and their credit? Happy days. But the US wasn't hitting the Indian market anyways.
They weren't.
It wasn't. Not like that anyways. And then people would then discover the original through this.
Exactly.
So who loses?
Well, the thing is, no, I think you can counteract that
Point.
with saying, that point with saying that they didn't get to hear the original because they didn't know where it came from.
Now they do.
Yes, now they do, but like
Well, are they-
freaking
are
30
they-
years
are
later.
the owner's dead. Yeah, well, it's just a matter of technology. Whoa! I didn't know this one.
Honestly, classics though.
Before we get fucking copyright blocked, because his label's nuts. Faster.
I like it.
Also, isn't it a thing that if you change the language, right, and you change the composition a little bit, it does no longer fall into just a straight copy?
It's true. That's true.
Because it's not a straight copy.
Because I actually don't think this. Okay, you have to take into consideration the legality of this as it happens in the industries. They have to go through.
They're making up the rules as they go. That's the funny thing about the music industry.
So I think there, as long as it was modified, it would count as an original composition.
Well, I mean,
Big one.
Wham was huge. Waleska does not like Wham.
But that's just culturally just me.
That's just culturally her renouncing.
I'm sorry, because he is so loved, and I respect what he
That
did.
guy is a god.
Yes. Well, the fact that they changed the key already puts them in safe territory.
Amir.
Yeah, they changed it. Yeah, so it's changed, and that puts them into original territory.
I guess. I mean, it's very
It
much
does.
obviously that wouldn't be inspiration. They just fucking use the
Straight
exact
up,
same like
straight up, but
chord
it's in a
progression
different key
and
it's
different
a
language.
different language.
Yeah, interesting.
And it's not exactly the same.
No, so I wonder how many people actually knew that though. That the original like song was Last Christmas by Wham.
Wow. Last Christmas. Quizás.
Aha, but this is not the original, isn't it?
No, it is. Yes.
It's quizás a remake
A
of
remake of that.
You see, so it's okay. So here's where the cultural aspect of things falls in, right? So we're obviously from South America, Latin America, right? This happened a ton in Latin America. As a matter of fact, in Latin America, this was such a big deal that Latin classics were then being remade by American artists, and American artists were then creating their songs that became classics, and then people found out later on that they were, you know, sort of Hispanic classics, and then it happened the other way around a ton as well, where his American classics were taken by Latin American artists, and then they made their own version, and no one fucking knew up until later on.
That's what I mean with your initial conversation point.
Yeah.
Like, people didn't know.
And people never considered it plagiarism, even up until today. It's funny that with the indie music industry, even here in the West, like the perception of the West a lot of the time, even though it's actually true, because Bollywood does like to make a ton of remakes, even of their own shit.
Yes.
They do utilize a ton of stuff, right? And then, but that's always happening. I don't know why they only attribute that to like Bollywood stuff. Mate, welcome to South America. Like,
yeah, we did it.
That used to happen all the time.
We did it.
Funnily enough as well, this is how deep it goes. In South America, you know how in India there's always remakes. South America is huge for this as well. There's albums, like for example, Mark Anthony, right? The salsa merengue singer. Luis Miguel. Well, I say Mark Anthony because probably most people know him at the moment of this generation that they do Luis Miguel, even though Luis Miguel is obviously like, Luis Miguel had to walk so that Mark Anthony could crawl or run. Right. He's very fucking big. Anyway, so, yeah, he had his first hits were remakes of classics.
And it used to be a very popular thing by the labels to make this really big upcoming singers to do an album originally only just for covers.
And they were not called covers.
No.
They were renditions. They were originals. They were versions of.
And they would then, here's the thing, because I had to study this, but legally they would change the keys or do different musical arrangements, and then they would fall into original work, and all that royalty goes to them instead of the original artist.
Even if the chord progression was exactly the same.
Which is murky territory, and that's why lawsuits happened. You always tell me. I always thought about that. I thought about that the other day in the shower. I thought about that.
I love this song.
I thought about that. George Michael again.
Again, if you don't like George Michael, get the fuck out of Britain.
I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. Reference.
That looks like the river of... Oh, I can't say that.
No, you cannot stop it.
It had to do with a movie review that we've just recorded.
Again, that previous one? Yeah. Again, inspo.
Yeah, inspired would be accurate.
Inspiration.
Mamma mia.
Okay, fashion icons, like 100%. Talk about how awesome was that freaking bodysuit.
Also, they don't know how impactful they were in Asia. Yeah,
okay, no, this is pretty close.
I don't give a fuck.
The
that
congas.
Yeah, I generally think they can't fall under plagiarism like that. I don't think
so either.
I don't think it's like exact copy or anything like that. It was straight away. The Indian fucking language is already different, and the arrangements, but obviously because they're made to cater to different audiences.
The different keys, the different musical arrangements already puts them in safe territory, legally speaking. Of course, you could obviously argue that it comes from somewhere else.
I mean, I don't know if this puts them in clear territory legally. We're not lawyers.
No,
but,
I'm not. No.
Just a hunch, I guess. I would say, though, it's funny how even culturally, in the Indian music industry, even when it does this like inspired or copied or imitated or whatever the fuck you want to call them, songs, they still introduce aspects that make them, like, for example, like they don't neglect minor percussion the way the West does. Which is funny as balls.
Even though it was really in by that time.
Yeah.
And still, you know.
Oh, this is
thing. Ow!
Salman Khan.
Yes.
Young Salman Khan.
It is. Woo!
Well, I feel like there's so many songs that fucking just copied this.
Anything
Anything
Michael.
they copied,
Anything
innit?
Michael. I think there's a lot of versions.
Not just India, everywhere.
Nah, definitely.
There you go. With several examples of Michael.
See, this is more of visual than it is musical.
Yeah, but fucking Chris Brown, Usher, Trey Songz, everyone's got like
Justin Timberlake.
Timberlake. They've all sort of used it
Neo.
visually. Neo.
Yes.
You know.
And we can keep going.
Exactly.
Jason Derulo.
In K-pop, in Korean pop as well, they've had these scenes to sort of play tribute to Michael, MJ.
See, this is just a visual, and it's fine.
Bollywood actresses who'd had lovers and affairs. All right,
Oh
and that's
my
enough of this
God.
fucking channel. I was going to say this. Well, funny enough, isn't it? People always tell us, like Salman Khan, right? In the
Oh
Feature
my
Friday
God.
Movie Club,
Yes.
that it's like he's like loved but also hated because he's like so controversial. Not because of affairs or lovers, just because he would start beef with people.
Okay, can I just say something, people? I need to clarify
I hate
something.
drama.
I just need to clarify something. Efra knows zero pop culture here of the West. Zero, none. We have to teach him, okay? Efra is so clueless.
Who are the Jenners? What is a Kardashian? Apart from the one that broke Kanye
Anyways,
and has a big bum,
okay, so Efra really is that clueless, and
which
he's
I
not
think
even
is the
trying.
same person.
Yeah, probably. The thing is, when it comes to Bollywood, Efra knows so much like pop culture that I don't know about.
Aishwarya Rai used to date Salman Khan. How about that? How wild is that? And then that was a big drama. And then, bam, their careers
he
were
know
on the
this?
needle. You know, they were on fucking thin air, you know?
Efra knows the beef.
And it hurt Aishwarya's career.
How does he know this?
Bole chodia!